Okay, guys, welcome to a brand new episode of WrestleSlam. I'm joined by Phil. We have Matt. We have Booker G, Queen Lizzie, and Mick. He's back, and he's looking tanned. Yes, he is back. He is back. It's good to have him back as well. Mick has been on vacation. He's been traveling the world. He's been living off the pure perks of WrestleSlam. You know, it's brought him around the world. You know, he's done. What's that guy in Take That? Remember the guy that kind of he traveled the world there for a year? I think he left the band and he came back after a couple of months, but he's seen the world. That's Mick. He's living off the pure perks of this, which is great. So Mick, first of all, how are you being? It's great to have you back, my man.
Yeah, it's good. I've been working on my tan for quite a while now, so yes. Back and refreshed.
You're looking well, my man. So, You're looking well. Guys, look, we have to go straight into it before we go balls deep. And I mean balls deep on a certain topic. We just have to mention the big hello to our sponsors, manscaped.com. Do check out the 4.0 package on manscaped.com. Guys, as always, you are using that promo code, and yet again, if you want it, you want to give it to a friend, or you want to get Father's Day is around the corner, there's plenty of gifts you can buy on that website. Do use the promo code WrestleSlam, 20% off, free delivery, and we do recommend the performance package 4.0. 8 million balls worldwide. Now, we're set out for a while, so I'd say we're probably up to 9 million balls now at this stage, or 10 million balls. Whatever way you want to look at it, there's an odd number there that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? But anyway, first of all, guys, Vince McMahon, and I'm going to go straight into it. He has been trending now for many years. We've all spoke about maybe cover-ups, this and that, but it looks like the shit has truly hit the fucking fan, and it looks like for the next couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months, the next 24 months, shit's going to be surreal. We're going to see names drop like fucking flies in the next couple of hours, couple of days. Now, Joe, I'm going to go to you first of all, right? Now, when we speak about this and this topic, we're not going to, obviously some can speculate, there's obviously rumors there's a relationship, he had an affair. He's married to Linda McMahon. Rumors suggest that they have not been together for years. Still technically married. I kind of believe that. I reckon Linda just does her thing. I reckon obviously they're not together. But look, rumors to be that Vince McMahon has had an affair with someone. There's been a 3 million hush packed cover up on this whole thing, right? So first of all, in my opinion, right, I'm not going to mention any names. Obviously, this superstar is fucking huge. This female superstar that we're all assuming, you know what I mean? It's are they still in the company? Are they not in the company? Are they gone? Are they still there? We don't know what's going on. But look, first of all, what's your take on all these headlines breaking? And this is going to be a packed show. We're going to talk about Sasha Banks. We're going to talk about many things. But what's your take on Vince McMahon, first of all, and all this shit coming out? And there's going to be a fall guy and this and that. Is Vince's time finally up? Is all going to be revealed in the coming days?
I don't know if his time's finally up yet. That he's Vince McMahon. At the end of the day, he's going to have the best lawyers in the world to protect him. And like you said, there's going to be a lot of fall guys before anybody gets anywhere near him. He beat the steroids scandal 30 years ago, and he was done for. That was him. And he got out of that unscathed. Whether he gets out of this unscathed, I'm not sure he will. But it's going to be a long time before he's actually anything ever comes out that's actually going to be incriminating towards him. What's coming out at the minute is some consensual sexual relations with somebody. So there's nothing criminal about that at the moment. Whether they used funds from stockholders or from the company to pay off someone is another thing. If that turns out to be the case, then obviously they're going to have to go down, through whatever the Wall Street Journal were reporting, whether there's insider trading. I know there's reports of Kevin Dunn being done for insider trading. Whether that's got anything to do with the money they used to pay off this person is another thing. But it is Vince McMahon. People have been trying to take him down. The FBI tried to take him down, and they couldn't. So the Wall Street Journal and stockholders are the ones trying to get rid of him. And since Nick Khan came into the company, everybody said that he's going to do, he's going to be the one to get rid of the McMahons, and he seems to be knocking him over pretty easily in the last 6 months. So only time will tell. But I expect a lot more people to go down before he does. And
it's surreal stuff, lads. We're watching it there now, and we're reading things. We're watching YouTube's. All the wrestling sources seem to be spot on. They're not they don't take a chance. seems to be legitimate, sources. There's a new rumor floating about Vince, and I'm not going to go into details. Look, we can only speculate. But there's another thing going on about Vince. I think it's the late 80s with another female. This is going to come out as well. Now, that kind of give details to who the female was, what she was doing in the company, and what she was asked to do to keep her job. Now, yet again, we can only speculate. We don't know if this is true or not because it's not officially being confirmed that it has happened. But if Vince was to go, so like what about Nick Khan, right? And I'm gonna say this, guys. I hate Nick Khan. I've seen him in person, and I think I'm more a prick. You kind of look back a bit, but I just don't like Nick Khan in general. I'm a big fan of Stephanie McMahon. I'm a big fan of Triple H. I like Shane Mack. You know what I mean? But yeah, clearly Nick is doing a bit of damage. You know what I mean? There's people on board in the company that are corrupt. They're in it for one reason only. But Liz, if Vince McMahon was to go, so shit hits the fan, his time is up, he's burnt all his bridges. Now, obviously, he's got a lot of backing, there's a lot of support. He's funded so much over the years. So obviously, he's going to have a lot of support in that perspective. But if Vince was to go in the next 2-3 weeks, if it got so much, so heated, so fucking extreme, and Vince goes, what's going to happen to WWE in your opinion? And what can you see happening to Vince?
WWE will take off into the stratosphere and become bigger than it ever has been. That's what I think. And what will happen to Vince? Not really too pushed. Look, he's made his money. He's just right man in the wrong era. You know what I mean? From a business perspective, his extracurricular activities, I will limit my comments on because it's like, do you ever see that meme where it's like that little fucking thing stood in front of all of these flames and nobody can see all these flames around them? Do you know? And I was like, this is fine. That's kind of what a lot of the superstars I would imagine have. As Jerry was saying earlier, no crimes have been committed that we know of yet, okay? And all of these people have signed very, very big non-disclosures. So it's going to be hearsay, essentially, from those who knew the person who signed it because they're not under any kind of a non-disclosure agreement or contract. And then what's going to happen is this other stuff is going to start leaking out by people who haven't been paid off, right? So that's what's going to happen. He's not going to go in disgrace. He'd never go in the next few weeks. He'll go in a few years. Do you know, that kind of a way? But I think WWE will take off into the stratosphere. Why? It's the double cross. It's the old double cross. I mean, he brought Nick Khan in to do exactly what he wanted him to do. I've no hate for Nick Khan for doing that. He'd done what he was paid $1 million+ a year to do. He got rid of what he thought was excess and money, even though he didn't like it, and it's talent that shouldn't have been let go, but he'd done what he was told. And now he's going for the root of the problem. And where is he going to hit it with shareholders? So he knows that, I think, my opinion only, that he knows that the McMahons are the root of the problem. Not all of them, but definitely one or two. And the Bays, which we've talked about quite a bit, they all have shares in the company. So where are you going to hit them? Where they've got shares, so they're going to sell the shares. Back to the powers that be who are still on the board and head off. So he's like, it's the old double cross, it's pure, it's laid out literally now like a mafia family. I love it.
I love it. Phil, what's your take, my man? Look, obviously, it just kind of all blew up in the last 48 hours. We're all kind of intrigued. We're all, I suppose, checking our phone that extra couple of minutes, before we finish work or on a lunch break. But look, what's your take on this whole thing? Is shit going to really, really hit the fan, or is this something that might eventually blow over?
The thing is, I think Vince is safe anyway, because I was reading that even if they voted him out, he won't leave because he has power to say no, basically.
And I am telling you, I'm not going.
It's like that Leo DiCaprio thing. I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving. But do you think Nick Khan has crossed Vince?
I don't think he's crossed him, but I think there's a vendetta to get Kevin Dunn out. I think a lot of people behind the scenes don't like him.
And what about Mr. John?
Oh,
John
he'll be gone before the weekend.
John Bella. And is John Bella going to have his bags packed? Is he going to be fucked out the door?
I know, will he have his black bag waiting for him when he leaves? But the thing is, did you see Nia Jax's tweet about blackmail? That was, I think it came out about 2 months ago.
Yeah, resurfaced, yeah.
Really representing what's going on there, because they're saying this all started in April.
this affair or
this whole thing, like it's been an unraveling since April.
Investigation started on the 30th of March or something.
Yeah, so Stephanie McMahon is aware of this and decided to take a leave of absence.
Could I get an opinion, guys? Right, I'm not trying to speculate, right? But obviously something's going on, right? Do you think this whole affair thing happened somewhere in the last 2-3 years, or 10 years ago?
They said it was 2019.
Was it 2019?
Yeah.
That was, or was maybe 2021 she went, so.
Yeah, they're saying that it was a paralegal that he had an affair with.
I'd say the family all knew what was going on, like, you know, that's why there's been so much, you know, animosity between them all, like.
Yeah.
Jerry, when you asked me about what's my thoughts on Stephanie McMahon leaving the last episode, I think this is the reason why Stephanie just like headed off, because all this was getting way too much. It was building up into this big headline news. She knew it was coming, and I feel like that no matter what side she's going to go on, she's going to be like no part of it. So she just jumped out of WWE at the moment. So I feel like that's what we're expecting happening behind the scenes with her.
The biggest thing is there's an email leaked by someone and we don't know who it was.
Well, we know who the world think it is anyway.
Somebody's playing a game.
Jesus, the drama. But like, I'm not being funny now, right? Like, to Matt's point now, right? I get what you're saying now, right? But as the only woman on the panel, right? And I'm not using that to my advantage, but I'm just saying, like, we're not thick, right? We're not blind or oblivious to what's going on, okay? If my dad was having an affair for the last 2 years, right? Or in a relationship with somebody who worked down the corridor from me for the last 2 years, and this 3 million, whatever, popped up on the bottom line for no reason under, you know, expenses, and he hasn't been living with my mum for years, I'd be fairly fucking clued in. So Stephanie McMahon, she didn't get where she was for being thick, turning a blind eye sometime, maybe, but she's fully fucking aware of what's going on, and she just thought, fuck this, right? And I won't blame her. She like, I got my own life to look after. Why in the name of Christ am I cleaning up this? No, not a hope. I didn't sleep with her. Bye. Do you know? I'd be the same. Bye. Out the fucking door like a lightning bolt. Like a lightning bolt.
I love it. Mick, do you think we're ever going to find the identity of the person?
Everything comes out eventually, doesn't it?
We all want to know. And look, there's not like there's no point saying we all don't want to know. We all want to fucking know, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Everyone's got
this week on Love Island.
Yeah.
Who needs Love Island when you have fucking this?
You know what the funniest thing about it is? Jim Cornette's probably laughing in that laugh, which is so funny.
I was just going to say, Nick, I feel like this killed your holiday high.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I did a little bit, like, but it's like, you know, it's when all those allegations came out with so many wrestlers a couple of years ago, it's the first guy you think that would be on the list, right, would have been Vince McMahon, surely, you know.
Yeah.
And then nothing came out about him. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's like you couldn't think of a more, like, if you look at the character he is on TV and the shit he's done to women on TV on WWE, you'd swear he'd be the first guy on the list, like, you know.
Yeah.
But now look, it's all coming out. Everything comes out in the end, and that's why you think, as we see here, and that's why I think the name of the person inside will come out eventually. Well, I think there'll be way more stories that come out around this next couple of weeks. You know, it's gonna get a lot worse before it gets better. And you know, if it goes the wrong way for Vince, then you know it could be the end of Vince. It could be the end of any McMahon in there, John Laurinaitis, Dunn, all of them. You know, and we could find WWE in a brand new place in a few years down the line. You know, that being said, it's Vince McMahon. You don't cross the boss. You know, the FBI found that out, so you can't really bet against him. He's got a pretty good track record in court. So
and it's going to be interesting, like, and to clear up for the obvious fan, right? So the big spiel about this really, right, is that there's obviously 3 million gone missing, right?
Well, it didn't. It wasn't actually 3 million in a go. It was like 100,000 and 100,000.
Yeah, but that's
and a promotion.
That's the big spiel. You know what I mean? That's in a nutshell. So, like, I suppose, would it be fair to say, and I'm not trying to be biased here, right? Would it be fair to say the average fan would be saying Vince McMahon's a legend?
Well, they drink of the Alex and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
until he's proven guilty, like there is a hardcore base out there who don't watch it, AEW, who don't go on Twitter and find all the gossip. They just focus straight on the product and they don't look at anything else, and they don't care about gossip, and unless he's in the fucking handcuffs in an orange jumpsuit, and even then they'll probably still support him and send him love letters and stuff like. But there is that hardcore fan base out there who just don't believe anything.
Yeah, but like if he's obviously he's having a relationship with a fellow female superstar, right? Now we're all assuming that maybe this female is quite big in the company, okay? Quite big, right? But we don't know the legit, like, is he gone from Linda? You know what I mean? Are they still together? Like they're obviously still married.
Moment, yeah.
So just say if they are separated for so many years, right? And Vince, we never knew, but Vince is obviously doing his thing for years, right? I think this is going to propel something big in the sense of, like, I think there's going to be more allegations. They're all going to get like if he's nailed to the cross the first time, then all that other shit's going to come out. So you read tweets and there's the guy saying, "Oh yeah, Vince is going to spend the rest of his life behind bars with the shit that's been hid and this and that," like, you know what I mean? And it's all speculation, but when you look at the severity of what's happened, and you know what I mean, this whole 3 million over so much time and this and that, like, it's hard to know what's going to happen.
I think Kevin Dunn is going to be the first guy that's going to be thrown under the bus.
Absolute fall guy. They no problem get rid of Mark Carano in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Johnny as well, big Johnny as well will go.
Johnny Bella's definitely gone.
And I'd say
who's going to ring Johnny Bella when he's call that says his budget cuts? Who's going to make that fucking phone call?
It's going to be his multiverse self calling him. He's like, "Hey Johnny, listen, we need to do some cutbacks. You're no longer a part of the company." That's exactly release.
Yeah. Like, Phil, what's your take on Nick Khan?
He's cutthroat. I don't think he cares about anyone's emotions. He doesn't give a fuck.
He's perfect for corporate America.
Yeah, he's perfect. Yeah, exactly.
George, do you think he's actually the guy that can clean up everything?
Well, like, if you believe The Rock seems to be pretty good friends with him. Like, apparently they're very tight. Like, they've been going back a long time, long before he came to WWE. Like, he was helping The Rock in his movie career, and that's one of the directions that WWE have been trying to put their talent in under him, is make them bigger stars than just for WWE, but globally, like, make them household names. So
that's it.
I don't know where his, I don't know what his past is and what he was. Was he an agent in Hollywood, or
I think he was an accountant or something like that?
Yeah. Well, like, he was brought in for a reason, and like Liz said, like, he's done his job to what they've obviously let him run with whatever he's brought in to do.
Is this technically the worst year in WWE in a long time, because they brought back Cody Rhodes, got injured. All their big stars are all out.
That's just karma. That just happens because of all the releases. But who's to say that Nick Khan didn't say, right, below this pay grade, there's this many wrestlers. You need to give me a list of those who need to be released because we can't afford to keep them on. If you were Vince and you had shit in your closet to hide, then you would be getting rid of the ones who could hang you out or have stuff to do. Little did we know a few months down the line it might backfire, because somebody has said that I'd much prefer to get my shit in a black trash bag than I would have to take a phone call off him or deal with John Laurinaitis. Nia Jax is coming out now saying, the perverted uppers. A few more of them might start singing, but end of the day, no crime has been committed, so.
Yeah, that's it. And once one with that Kevin Dunn now, they're all saying that he can get 20 years if he's convicted.
Probably, but I mean, like, we all know he's a bit of a fucking dick anyway, like, let's face it, like, bye. So, not a great loss, like. But what was I going to say there? Oh, sorry. The thing is, if Linda and Vince are separated, right, and he was having a consensual relationship with this woman, why does he have to pay her hush money? It's not like they're portraying the perfect family 2.4, So why is he paying her hush money?
But if we're going to narrow
the relationship's consensual.
I love what you just said there, right? Because, like, I was, sometimes I make sense and I don't make sense. And I'm just saying to myself, like, just say if Vince and Linda have separated, right, but they're still married, right? Because look, politics, she was running for this and that and fucking Senate. So they are separated, right? Vince, being the 70-year-old man, ends up with fucking whoever it is, right? And she's perhaps a main star in the company. Obviously, then there's a payout. To me, that means, it can only mean one of two things, right? It means that the female star is either married Fucking, I don't know. She's married. She's
There's talk that it's like it's behind.
It's behind. She's behind the scenes, but she went from paralegal up to like vice director or something like that, or something.
I was just reading that. Yeah. Like the thing is, this happened in 2019. You would have thought it would have happened in like 1990s.
Well, they're saying that there could be more from back in the 80s and 90s, so you never know how many is going to come out.
Yeah, time will tell, but shit's going to hit the fan. It's probably
he's actually in court next week as well.
For XFL
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Do you feel like if this gets bigger and bigger, we're gonna end up seeing Vince like on Raw making a public apology?
We'll never see him on TV again, man.
Oh my God, good luck.
The thing is, if he actually did leave WWE, I reckon he'd be dead in a year. Because he'd have nothing. He literally would have nothing.
Well, that's keeping him going.
Jesus, there's Phil anyway, what?
Well, I just think that's his life, and he'll be heartbroken. You can see it, like.
It's his life 365 days of the year.
I mean, like if he was suddenly at home doing nothing and just sitting there, like you give him 18 months and his life be drained out of him.
You couldn't picture him sitting in a retirement home playing bingo or anything.
That's what I mean. Exactly.
Imagine Netflix in 10 years. You'll have
speaking of Netflix, they're going to cancel his documentary.
I just realized, I don't know if this is going to be a bad thing for me to say, but if he's no longer on TV, the last time we saw Vince was at WrestleMania getting the worst Stone Cold Stunner in history.
Mm-hmm.
That's the last time.
Mad times.
That's what happens, Matt, when you think with your other brain, unfortunately.
No, we will switch quickly, guys. Obviously, look, the rumor has it, and I think it's a legit rumor. I think it's legit as well. Sasha Banks is no longer with WWE. Lizzie, I'm going to tell you anyway. Is Sasha gone? She gone? Yeah.
See how fucking bait and switch, right? Vince has been hung out to dry now. Needs to talk the fucking town. Quick, put fucking something else out there fast. Who was what? Sasha Banks, bitch. Put her out there. Spread the rumor that she's released. Let's tone down what they're saying about Vince. Bait and switch by fucking classic distraction tactics. Of course it is. That's why they're talking about Kevin fucking Dunn now as well. Let's pin it on her. Bollocks to the laddie. Let's just fucking pin it on her. It's bullshit now. Honestly, yeah. Let's make her a bad guy.
Do you not think she's gone?
Huh? I think she is eventually, but I just think that now how quick did it come out now that she's like, oh, come here, I've heard that she's going. And they knew that Raj would spread it like wildfire because everybody would go to him for the sources. Love for Raj. But you know what I mean? They knew that he'd spread it like mad and get it out there. So, like, of course they're going to do something like that. Take the heat off of Vince, but come here. There's definitely more fucking pie that fucking spoon's been in, you know? So there's a lot more coming. Oh,
I love Raj.
Yeah.
He's a dote. He's great film recommendations.
He doesn't deserve the hate he got there.
Not a bit. He wants to have a week off and then somebody breaks that story to him. They knew what they were doing.
That's that hardcore fan base that WWE has. They won't believe anything until, they see it on WWE's website. Oh, this is bullshit. You're a fucking whatever they call them. They threaten them and fucking, they're fucking idiots. Like they just.
Oh, they're vile.
Raj, we love you. WrestleSlam is behind you. And if you ever want to have a chat, you're more than welcome. Love you, Raj. So yeah, look, Mick, I know you're a massive Charlotte Flair fan, and Sasha doesn't really bother you that much. But anyway,
hang on.
But anyway, Sasha Banks.
Seen Mick since she got married. Mick, are you okay?
What?
Yeah, we haven't seen you since you got married.
Where do you think going on holidays?
Exactly, where do you think he is? Fuck's sake, Photoshop down Dragon on top of Mick's body.
Yeah, I know. And, I don't know what to say about it, to be honest. We're still trying to work things out,
Oh God.
Love it. Did you come across the Sasha news? Did you what's your thoughts on it? I know it doesn't really matter, but
yeah. I mean, like in light of more serious news that's come out, it all feels fairly irrelevant to a certain degree because it's just rumor, It's a much less serious rumor, you know, because Sasha Banks can, if she does get released, she can go anywhere. She can go AEW, she can go Hollywood, whatever she wants to do. The world's her oyster, you know. If she gets released, I'd say AEW will bend over backwards to give her anything she wants to go over, shortly, because the women's roster really needs it. Really lacks a big star, you know. But the ball will very much be in her court if she does go, because she'll be talking to people from Hollywood for sure. She'll be talking to people from AEW and other places as well, you know. It might be the best thing for all parties as well, because, you know, this isn't the first time that Sasha has been in the headlines for, you know, and WWE probably don't want the hassle either, you know. So it might be best in all people's interests to part ways. I wanted to see what happens to Naomi.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Yeah, Naomi's kind of gone quiet at the moment. Like, Phil, does Sasha have rights to the Sasha Banks name, or does she have to change her name?
It'd be Mercedes. Yeah, I could see this was coming though, because she's been unhappy for a long time.
But like, when you look at her as a superstar, she's pretty much done it all. Like, you know what I mean? She's done the WrestleManias. You know, she's won all the belts. So why is she unhappy? Is it just more creatively? Is it just because like when you look at the female roster, she's been there all along. Like, she's been.
But it's almost like that Austin thing. When you're on top, you don't want to come off it.
Yeah, but when you look at poor superstars like Naomi, and you look at people like I could mention a lot of them, but like you look at all them stars, but like Sasha's been top of the crop for years, you know what I mean?
She's won everything, but she's never had a long title run. Like, she's never been the female. She's never been the Charlotte Flair level, like, where she's been on top for so long, and they always go to her as somebody, like, they keep putting Charlotte into triple threat matches just to bump up a main event. Like, Sasha was never on that level, even though she was uber talented and she'd done everything she could do. Like, but I don't think she believed that WWE consider her as a top talent. I know she headlined the at WrestleMania with Bianca, but that was more about putting Bianca over, and they trusted Sasha for that. But she was never going to be the person they relied on. I think she didn't like that. She's
also as well. I reckon, and I don't want to say this, but I reckon she thinks she's bigger than what she thinks she is.
Oh yeah, but sure.
Yeah, she's outgrown her position, outgrown WWE to an extent.
Yeah. She needs fresh challenges. She does, because they just keep rehashing. As you said, it's short reigns all the time. You know, it's just kind of like they're just plumosing her, like, you know.
Do you reckon they'll bring Bailey back and bury her now after this?
No, I can still see her at least going for the title run at least. I can't see her winning the title, but they're going to do something. They won't bury her straight away just as punishment, because her best mate just got released apparently. So, won't be right.
And like, Matt, what's your take on the whole Sasha thing in general? Because I was going to come to you next. Obviously, Sasha's been on the screens for years, NXT, you know what I mean, main roster, and she's been a breath of fresh air. She's been incredible, she's really grown on me. I think she's definitely going to be regarded as one of the best female wrestlers of all time. What's your thoughts? You know what I mean? Liz had a great point. They put out the whole Sasha thing, the rumor mill. We all look this way while the Vince thing is there. It makes sense. Is it just a case of, the media team, the PR team are playing with fire, putting out this little fucking rumor Sasha's going to leave? Or do you think it's legit? Do you think, look, the trouble did start before all the shit broke out, and she's going to leave?
Yeah, I feel like I agree with Liz on this one. Is like I feel like they're just tossing that in the air just to get us distracted from Vince McMahon's scandal. But if it's legit, won't be surprised. I'm definitely in support with Sasha when she just walked out. Didn't enjoy it, then there's no point being there. But I wouldn't be surprised personally if she's been released. I can see her going to Hollywood, because I think she does have a contract with Disney since she's on the Mandalorian, so they can easily call her up for the third season. I can see her actually going into Impact, of all places, if she was to wrestle again, since they do need a bit more star power, and this they'll give her like a more flexibility contract. Since WWE, I agree, it was like they used her, but there's so many times they just want to toss her on the screen for no apparent reason with no build up. Like, I remember they played like a 2-minute vignette of Sasha. We didn't really see her at one point. So Yeah, it was like completely random. It was like, okay, there's Sasha. Okay, she's gone. Nothing's going on. But when it comes, if it's legit, personally won't be surprised. Feel like Sasha will be. I wouldn't say she's gonna take her ball and leave, but she would probably think to herself, "All right, what's next for me?" So, if it's legit, no surprise. But if it's not, then that's a weak effort by WWE in my standards. If they're just gonna toss a blind eye, saying, "Oh, look what's over there," instead of what's happening here. So that's my thoughts.
No, I love it. I love it. And like, it's probably fair to say, like we mentioned, like obviously we seen the other day. Apparently, Impact Wrestling have opened the doors for Paige to come. We know Paige is gone.
Yeah.
And the rumor is they have opened the doors. Now, I don't know, could I see Paige wrestle there? Maybe she will, maybe she won't, maybe she won't come back. Sasha Banks for me, guys, I don't see her anywhere else. I really don't. All Elite Wrestling is obviously fucking massive, you know, but I just don't see her going there for some reason. I see her taking a break, doing a few movies, and then coming back eventually, you know. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. So that remains to be seen what will happen with Sasha Banks. But look, as soon as we know, guys, I'm sure come start of the week show, we'll have updates and we'll know if Sasha is there or if she's gone out. If it doesn't come out the next week, I'm just assuming Sasha's still there, guys. I really am. If nothing comes out this week, I really assume that she's there next week and she's there for the long haul again. But we have to mention, guys, obviously Randy Orton, the rumor is that we're all rumors, you know, we never like supposedly he's got a long-term injury. Okay, he might be out for the year. I think it's a back injury. Now I think Joe kind of hit the nail on the head there today, and he said, look, he's been kind of so active for so many years, and maybe he's catching up with him. So George, you reckon it's the case he needs a break? You know, do you think he's going to be the same? There's obviously surgery needed, so obviously it's not looking good for Andy, is it?
Well, when it comes to back injuries, like, you know, you have to take them as serious as possible, like, because, you know, again, like I said during the week, the older you get, you know, the longer it takes to recover from stuff. So, you know, when it comes, if he has some, whatever the back injuries, I'm not sure whether it's discs or what, you know, you need to take them very seriously, like, because, you know, the last thing you want to do is do long-term damage where you're not able to walk properly, like, and you know, he's always looked, you know, in great shape. Like, he's never been out of shape. He looks a million bucks, like, so whatever it is obviously, you know, it's destroying him. So it'll be sad that he's going to be gone for this year, because, you know, they had plans for him and Roman for SummerSlam. That was the rumor, like, so it's going to leave WWE in another pickle now with that, not building up enough stars to, you know, challenge Roman for the title. Like, it's a clusterfuck, to be honest. You know, they're relying on, you know, they relied on Cody, he's injured, they're relying on Randy, like they say of Riddle, and that's not going to happen now. So, you know, where the fuck did he go now?
Yeah. Phil, can Riddle step up? Is he the guy to step up? Is he big enough to step up? Or is it the case of, look, we're going to go back to Bobby, we go back to Drew McIntyre, we bring back Goldberg, we do something fucking mad. So what happens? Can Riddle step up? To me, it's appealing. I know he's, you know, I think he's always kind of hot and cold, but I think Riddle has really kind of come up the last couple of months. I like what he's doing. Yeah. This whole team with Orton, I never thought it would have worked, but it did work. I think Orton actually, I think Orton loves him. I think Orton actually fucking has great time for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was thinking about it today. I think they're just going to go back to Rollins and Reigns. I was trying to think about it today. Where are they going to go? But you were saying that Sammy and KO are fighting the Usos.
It's again, it's another rumor that they're trying to build up. That Sammy, you know, KO was trying to convince Sammy and SmackDown there a couple of weeks ago that the bloodline are with them, like, you know, and eventually it's going to lead to KO and Sammy teaming up and challenging them for the tag titles. That's the rumor, which would be good, because, you know, Sammy and KO as tag team champions would be a fucking,
they're great together
on TV. Would be fucking epic.
There's a story there. Yeah,
I absolutely hate that SummerSlam is almost a filler, because Drew McIntyre is the one that's going to do the business in September. It's almost like, why couldn't the SummerSlam be in the UK?
Yeah, I know, but sure, look, I think the company's in dire trouble at the moment. Dire trouble, you know. Randy gone, Cody gone, you know, Roman kind of part-time, Brock is gone.
One have to go all in with guys like Austin Theory and one or two others.
Yeah, well, Cena's back, guys. We know Cena's back shortly. So that's going to change everything, in my opinion. I think Cena's back for 2 or 3 matches at least. You know,
he's going to walk in the door, see how toxic it is, and leave after 3 weeks.
Yeah. Well, he might do a U-turn. He might just come up and turn up for 1 episode and fuck off with all this shit. Like, it doesn't look good for him either if he's involved. You know what I mean? If he's back and he's there for a couple of weeks, it doesn't look good in him.
Well, people will start looking for things like they always do.
Yeah. No, interesting, guys, and that's something that we will come back to as well. We have to speak. There's obviously there's millions of things that we could talk about. We'll get in 2 or 3 more things, right? So obviously, we have to switch to All Elite Wrestling, guys, right? So there's a few things. We know that Christian Cage has kind of turned heel. Matt, did you get a chance to see that?
I got to see that. I'm glad to see that they're going to do something with Christian Cage. Hopefully, a good storyline. So, like, I enjoyed the mentor gimmick he had with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, but let's just hope that he's going to have a good heel run, because he didn't have a really good heel run in WWE when he was rivaling against Randy Orton. I didn't really feel him as being a good heel. Decent run in TNA, so glad. I hope they will do something well with him. I can see him going back to the actually going ahead with the AEW World Championship run after Forbidden Door, to at least give him a decent run for the AEW title. They did that with WWE, TNA, and Impact, and now if he does this with AEW, will be just unreal in my opinion. And I'm not just saying this as a Christian Cage fan, but yeah, let's hope he's gonna have a decent heel run this time.
Definitely, and we know obviously, look, Slammiversary is around the corner as well, so I'm quickly going to go to Impact. But Slammiversary, you know, we couldn't give our predictions. You know what I mean? It's heating up well. I'm seeing the promos pop up everywhere via Fight TV. A lot of stuff there via Eric Young, which is good. I think they're building Eric quite well in this match against Josh Alexander. Guys, will you try and watch it? Will you try and get the highlights? Will you try and catch up and see what happens?
Yeah, defo.
I might have to wait probably 4 hours for a flight on Sunday, so I might load up the Fight app and watch Slammiversary to kill time. So
no, it'll be a good way to fill the time, that's for sure.
Especially if you're in Dublin Airport stuck in fucking queues.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, talk to me. Phil, anything you want to mention? I know there's a few things that we might have to get off.
Just before I was saying to you, I always wanted to see what you would have thought about it, but I was saying to Jerry the other day about Eric Bischoff being MJF's associate for when he comes back.
Well, Eric is always going to get a thumbs up from all of us here, I think.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's something different for him. And plus, MJF doesn't need to speak. He can just be a typical arsehole.
Schmuck.
What do you think of, just go back to AEW there briefly, like Will Ospreay and Orange Cassidy being a match at
not feeling it.
No,
I'm shocked.
Shocked.
That would be the last person. I love Orange Cassidy, guys. He's fucking.
Speaking of Cassidy's match, though, that match with Dax Harwood, he could be world champion, man.
Yeah.
It's his year, isn't it? 2022 is just his year. Nice to see the Rev Pro title, though.
Yeah. We should have seen a couple of other titles around the West too, guys. There's a lot of talk of other titles that could have been displayed.
Mm-hmm. The OTT
tag titles, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're traveling with them. Do they travel with them, or are they kept with OTT? Or
we'll have to find out.
What did Billy say? The wrestling multiverse.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Interesting, but they could have been on display. It would have been a nice touch for Irish wrestling if that did happen. Then again, guys, look, it's always an honor and privilege catching up with all of you and all the wrestling world. It's great to have Mick back. Obviously, we have Matt, all the crew every week, and yes, the midweek show, full house, which is incredible. Now we'll have to get Timmy the Don Corona back at some stage, but Timmy's, often he's probably
why? And that's been funny. Like, I mean, like, you can't even put Timmy on a fucking milk carton anymore. Like, he gone ages. Do you know what I mean? They wouldn't recognize his picture.
Is he still in the? He's still in the WhatsApp group. Is he? We'd have to fucking eliminate him, I'd say.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's still then peeking through the blinds. You see him a few times a week.
He's the one who looks through the peephole in the loo.
We leave it up to the fans.
He's like Homer up in the window looking down at those fucking meddling kids.
I feel like Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. We open a window, we just see like the house in the back of the motel, and it's like, oh, there's Tim now watching us.
Yeah, look.
He's your mom looking out at the neighbors fighting out the top window.
Or like Mike Myers coming out from Halloween behind the page.
He made an everlasting impression, that's for sure. I love it. That's the best way to describe it. But yet again, guys, don't forget, look, manscaped.com. Do check out the 4.0 package, and the promo code for all of you is WrestleSlam. There's people using it, and I'm glad to say they're on board for a bit longer, which is good, So manscaped.com, fully behind WrestleSlam. And You know, people are buying our products via the WrestleSlam promo code. So good stuff, guys. We're also on Spotify. Just type in the WrestleSlam podcast and all our audio is there. So do get behind that. This is something that we're building momentum with at the moment. So please support. If you're not people, you know, there's people that don't like to watch things. They like to listen to things. So if you are a listener and you want to listen to us, check out the WrestleSlam podcast on Spotify. And we are there. All our episodes are there as well. So guys, I think that's it. George, do you have anything to say? Lizzie, do you want to talk? Anything that I forgot?
Oh, I don't think so. I think that was pretty much it.
Best luck to the OTT people. I know they have a show this weekend as well.
Yeah, as always. We love
Tune in for Irish wrestling. There is so much Irish wrestling on this summer. Get your ass to a show. Get a ticket. Go see it. You will not get better value for your money. Our talent is right up there. So go get yourself some.
I love it. Matt's showing off the t-shirt. The OTT top itself. That's absolute vintage. That's gone up in value. 100%. If you put that on eBay in the morning, you're easily going to get, you know, at least 4 times what you paid for it. Fact.
Definitely. Matt's titty sweat 4 times.
Yeah.
Gotta sell yourself, Matt. Hey.
I have to like reward any creeps out there watching instead of listening to this podcast. So in some way, but like saying, you want this t-shirt, not even watching anything, watch WrestleSlam. Where are we going with this? But thanks for watching that.
Hey, people sell used underwear. So
yes. I just got a message. Someone says, can Matt Murphy send me their socks? So someone wants your socks, Matt.
Matt, people pay for this stuff, like used underwear. They pay more for skids. It's crazy. You've no idea.
The skid marks.
I think I forgot to wash my socks after the half marathon. So let's just see how much we're gonna get for that.
How many skid marks in the underwear after that marathon? I wonder. That's the question. That's the question. You know, put on live auction on eBay right now. Starting bid €12.
Oh my God. You know your drop down menu, skids, no skids, slightly scented. Do you know what I mean? You're just
looking for a fresh pair of underpants? Then come to WrestleSlam now, where we have fresh 3-day worn, the bender underpants, and much more.
God. Oh my God. Do this like little demo of like throwing them to see if they stick on the wall. And they'll be like, they're good for another day. You're telling you, lads, this is where the money is. It's where the money is.
Stop, man. There's so many finishers out there.
I'm surprised OnlyFans page coming soon.
Yes, OnlyFans. And no, we will not sell our Manscaped products. Stay away, you dirty fuckers.
Yeah. Only skids.
We'll send you photos of like fellas like with 6-pack abs. It's just gonna say stock images. So that. Where are we going with this, lads? For fuck's sake!
This is amazing.
Welcome back to the show, Mick.
Jesus, I am overstimulated.
Oh my God!
They haven't always been like this.
Everybody has cut ties with WrestleSlam. Everybody's cut ties with WrestleSlam. Fucking hell, we've lost everyone.
They're gone straight to our eBay shop.
Oh no. Fucking hell. Right, guys, we'll wrap it up before we get fucking in trouble big time. But anyway, to all our millions of fans of all types, all Skidmark fans and fucking everyone out there, look, thank you for tuning in to WrestleSlam the podcast. From myself, Jerry, from Jer, from Liz, from Mick, from Matt, and from Phil. Thank you very much. Do click and subscribe, guys. I'm going to say this one more time. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's very important. We have so many people watching the videos, but they don't subscribe. Now, maybe we should say subscribe. So I'm saying it right now. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and please follow us on Spotify. And thank you to the hundreds and thousands that have watched our show. Guys, we'll catch you all soon. And thank you for tuning in to the Midweek Show.
Bye.
Bye.